is a Christian and married to a wealthy wealthy Jewish woman. He speaks beautifully Arabic, English, and French. He has been the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Egypt. He's written more than 30 books and is a member of more than 20 organizations occupying themselves with international problems. When the Soviet-Egyptian Friendship Society was created, he was the president. He gave a speech at the general speech, and it was the first time a speech of this kind was given in Arabic. In Afghanistan, the leader of the most strongest group of partisans, or Mujahideen, Himit Metier, agreed to have negotiations with the Russians, and he met with the Prime Minister of Pakistan. There, as is known, he did not send his representatives to the first round of negotiations in Moscow, which took place in November. The president of the ANC, Nelson Mandela, declared today that sanctions on South Africa should be cancelled. The economic and financial sanctions might be cancelled after a provisional government has been formed. As for the embargo on oil and arms, that might be done only after a democratic government has been formed on the basis of one man, one vote. From Washington, we learn that George Sununu has resigned. His resignation, he said, corresponds with the interests of the president. He was very active in Bush's electoral campaign, but as of late, he has been very severely criticized by Democrats and Republicans alike, who consider that the actions of Mr. Sununu has damaged the internal policies of the president. And now the press empire of the press magnate Robert Maxwell is on the verge of collapse. Kevin and Evan Maxwell are no longer members of the board of directors. The decision was made after it was learned that their late father had been spending pension money for his personal needs. So this is the end of the year of Prokofiev. We've had festivals in Italy, France, Portugal, Finland, United States, dedicated to the music of the great Russian composer. There was a performance put on by the Russian ballet, which is led by Yuri Grigorovich. We can say that the ballet is the true medium for Prokofiev. Here we see and a particular role was played by Diaghilev in Paris. Here we see, which was his ballet is considered to be one of the classic works, together with Stravinsky's Rite of Spring. The music of three of his famous ballets, Romeo and Juliet, the Stone Flower, sing of hope and for human dignity, and they are very attractive to dancers and choreographers. This is Galina Ulanova, a retired dancer. He says, without Prokofiev, I might not have gotten into the theater. I will always remember him. He will always be a part of me. Galina Ulanova was the first dancer who played the role of Juliet, which the premiere was done. It was in Moscow in 1940. Didn't come off well, and then was moved to Leningrad. It's called the chief ballet of the 20th century. New generations of dancers are used to this ballet and they like to dance it. We hope that the Russian ballet will continue the traditions of classical Russian ballet and of other masterworks which will glorify the Russian ballet. Another theatrical topic, Alla Segalova put on Othello, and the performance was recognized as the best performance of the season. And we have the premiere in the Mayakovsky Theater, and she's now putting on Salome there. You keep looking at her. Stop looking at her. What instincts women have. She is naked. She is completely naked. The clouds want to cover her, but she does not want to be covered. In the new performance, Salome of the independent troupe, Alla Segalova, the director, rejects stereotypes. After her performance, called Blind Man's Bluff with Loneliness, she decided to put on a performance based on Oscar Wilde. This have a lot of decadence and scandal. The sensuality of the heroes is both attractive and at the same time revolting. This is a very frightening but a performance that you remember. Is this a sad story or a cheerful story? Well, it's not cheerful. Is it about love? Yes. And what else? Hate? I don't know. Well, we're playing together. So what are relations between us? Good relations. So it's not about hatred, but about love. At least mostly about love. Right. And like any love, this must be the most important thing in life. As a true artist, Alla Segalova perceives what's in the air in selecting her next performance. She will surprise everyone with a brilliant burst of new colors. And here is the sports section of the program. We see the Moscow bicycle track, which looks somewhat unusual. We're going to have a professional race with a show and lots more. There's even a bear taking part. Tell me, Frank, he's from Germany, why did you decide to come to Moscow to arrange this? I wanted to come here to show how things are done in Germany and, of course, to improve relations between our countries. People who come here will receive immediately a can of Beck's beer, but in Russia there is a tradition, if everything's successful, we can have a toast to your success, to your success. For the first time in Moscow, in the Russian Pyramid Club, we have the international competition on pool, which is a variation on billiards. Here are smaller balls, but larger openings. So we see unique tricks by Japanese and Taiwan players who played in the tournament, which was organized by the Billiard Association. So in the 10th game on checkers between Valnerus and Chizhov won. We see in the handball we see Astrakhan team beating the Scythians of Krasnodar 26-21. Dynamo is leading 20. Here Sokol lost to Torpedo 4-7. Riga lost to Dynamo 1-5. And Dynamo lost to Lada of 3-4. Here we have the Army team playing hockey against Khimik. But Army didn't do all that well. The Army team was too calm at first. There was a team score 1-1, but Aksyuta put in a goal, and then Toropchenko did. So Khimik won 3-1. We have a lot of steep rises and falls here in this cross-country race, which was which is conducted close to the city of Arsk. And the home team won here, and Vladimir Dunayev is the 4-time champion in this class of automobile. Before giving you the weather forecast, let me remind you about our headlines for today. The lower parliament, or chamber of parliament, has approved the Union Treaty, the draft.